Lupa betul so. Ini mampu kisah kering deh.
Yongjo Senjo Rinpoche, Mage Panam Kekyoche, Ewa Nyamba Mebayan, Kone Kondo Pewa, Kela Sowade, Lama Dante Wame Parachige Lado, Solo, Konde Lame Kudze Temba Dam, Kanyam Yangla, Kiki Chungwari, Dashi Male Sosa Dikane, Yurdo Sanje, Solo Parasho, Sanambi, Kange Zimpani, Nambe Kanam Panjeti, Piganasi, Bala Tubai, Zibe Tole, Loa Toraisho.
안조 3D 가르치는 장군들 사망이 천세를 와 3D 안조 고디 챙겨대 캐나다 토론토 산에 주는 소리 이면 사망 천세를 와 제가 나니 배체 이슈다지라 니도 니자송 야무치게 나랑살라 본 폴로 보고 듣는 자가 듣는 제한나네 되는 사망 이슈마고 제 사망이 천세를 와 Teenage te koa da manzo sane shinugi manzo dela Canada da
Loyang, segur din namya lagman. This sewa sengan chungre samkelu. Kunsungwane kare shuk jawa enare, thajala nesu duri kare tamba enare. Nganzuki ije di, koso chokla ije, dembala ije. Di layo mar, lagi mare nam. And unfortunately, we live in a world where media is hungry for controversy and sensational news. And that's what exactly happened. They picked up the story without speaking and without verifying with Tibetans. And then it was absorbed, it was perceived by individuals, organizations who are used to the world where there's so much negativity. They find it very difficult to believe that someone as pure, as transparent, as compassionate, like His Holiness actually exists in this world. Watch the video and perceive the way China intended it to be perceived. But guess what? What happened in Tibet? Tibetans, when they watched the video, because now it's uncensored, they could actually Google and see videos and photos of His Holiness, they cried with tears. There were no judgment. The day when this news, mainstream media, broke this news, I was trying to observe this media reaction on His Holiness Facebook page. There were over 26,000 dislike reaction, which is very unusual for His Holiness Facebook page. 3 days after, when all Tibetans, Tibet supporters from all across the world, we saw from Ladakh, we saw from Arunachal Pradesh, we saw individuals like Jigme Ugin, putting his efforts to create a very well-articulated video. The result was that after 3 days, if you watch His Holiness Facebook page, there were 22,000 reactions. All of them were like positive reaction. That's the power of individual efforts. That's the power of truth.
Thoma de chano kosa change chimbo cholo kucho mo de tombe tuni ane memal hinjela rek
simple from stickers.
숨준하스키 도안에 아니 내주디 타베단 유기 숙세부쇼지치데열의 제상. Dear friends and fellow supporters of His Holiness the 14th Dalai Lama, as a representative of the Tibetan community in the Greater Toronto area, I stand here today to strongly condemn the unjust labeling of His Holiness the 14th Dalai Lama's character and the derogatory comments made against him. The cultural context of the exchange has been grossly misunderstood and misrepresented, leading to the unfair and hurtful accusations. We are deeply hurt by the misinterpretation of the recent events involving His Holiness the Dalai Lama, which has been blown out of proportion and taken out of context. On February 8th, mainstream and social media showing a brief cut clip of His Holiness the Dalai Lama interacting with a young child. This very clearly indicates the malicious intention of someone working behind to propel into a sensational news. This clip was taken out of context and without consideration for the cultural norms surrounding expression of genuine care and love between a grandfather and a child. This subsequent misinterpretation of His genuine love and compassionate care has been misinterpreted in a sexual context. Right after the event that took place on February 28th, the boy and his mother expressed clearly their appreciation of
Chi zambuling digi Kuranze gi tadane Kuranze tadan tukyone Nitu ngone de machine Shimju che machine Kuranze samlu cho tangdan yune Ngaranze sange Chino kongse kamyen chobu chogi mingdi Cho sue tapshi chen Patsu zugu zuye nyeliya taringi tusundi tesurang ruchi Permit sama Permit sama Permit sama Taringi nitu diliya Peba mangmuchik Ni kyu kumasus Pugu yena lopcha na aliya Mitanje keje chininga len yak thugu mendola ni nyepche tangu dula utuda Dinde siwar Dinde gi nitu chichadir Nima thangbo ne suma padu 자기의 교라 그런지 지난 화석협이 전부 저거리야 책 두르면서 파출점 루그루 채소와 미갑던 왕문에 레와게스 먼저 밑에네 근데 쟤네 깔리 갸비나 니们직 먼저 강강 별로 로잉 냠도인다 사마로 페밋 사마 튼지 페밋 사마 튼지 페밋 사마 So regarding this incident, I'd like to share the statements that many Tibetan leaders and activists across the world have come together to write a statement. But before I begin, I want to preface by saying, regarding this incident, there's no need to defend His Holiness the Dalai Lama. Why? Because he's the Buddha. He's the emanation of Avalokiteshvara, the Buddha of compassion. However, when someone tries to stain the name of our Buddha, it is our duty and responsibility to make sure that the world understands the contributions of His Holiness the Dalai Lama. It's also our duty to ensure that when the world talks about the words of diversity and inclusion, we must know and have the vocabulary to call them out, to walk the talk, because they clearly are not. So here we go, the statement. Language, culture, and context define how people view any given situation. For Tibetans who saw the video of His Holiness the Dalai Lama's interaction with the child at a public event in February, it is clear that he was displaying affection. His Holiness the Dalai Lama has lived nearly all his life in the public eye. He has engaged directly with countless thousands of people around by any scale.